Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place with AI and a clever spin. Join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey, welcome to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Bill McIntosh, and it's my mission in life to help entrepreneurs build, grow, and scale their businesses. Over the years, I've been fortunate enough to have over $100 million in revenue generated to my various businesses over the last 25 years. And a few years back, I was doing a little bit of soul searching. Some might call it a midlife crisis. I don't know, but I was really digging deep and I wanted to figure out, was great building successful businesses. And, I've been in anything from consumer software to personal finance we were in education and careers, food and cooking, survival, all of the niches you could imagine. We have been doing them across my businesses. And that was fun. It's fun building businesses. But in that moment, when I was doing that soul searching, I wanted to think about what was my impact that I could make, the biggest impact that would last. And that was through helping my fellow entrepreneurs. That's the conclusion I came to. And so this show is all about helping you. So if you're here, that means you either are or you would like to be an entrepreneur and that you are interested in starting, building, growing, scaling successful businesses. And so this show, I'm here every Wednesday and we're answering your questions. We do an Ask Me Anything and we do content to help you with your business. And so today we have 3 topics we're going to be talking about. All of them are vitally important and timely as of right this moment. First up, we're going to be talking about affiliate marketing. So something that I have been getting a lot of feedback from audience requests and messages sent to us. I've been wanting people that have not had success yet with affiliate marketing. They consider themselves maybe a beginner at affiliate marketing, and they want to know, how can I actually make affiliate marketing work? How do I make profit as an affiliate to get those fat commission checks you always hear about, on especially using sites like Clickbank? So we're going to dive in today, and I will show you how one woman from nothing, from brand new, a beginner, made $5 million. A mom with 4 kids at home started up and made $5 million on Clickbank. And then I will show you the exact step-by-step blueprint that you should follow to have success as a new affiliate on the Clickbank marketplace. So that's our first segment today. Then I have a very special guest. He's a guy who I have known for a long, long time. So we've been out singing karaoke together back in the day. So I'm going to have him on, and he's going to talk about how people can overcome frustration, overwhelm, and everything that comes when you first start building a business. And if you're somebody, maybe you've bought courses before or trainings and you've tried to make them work, you've tried to implement them and they didn't quite work how you expected, and you didn't have the success you wanted, or you're feeling stuck, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not sure what to do, so that you can experience the breakthrough. Like you see so many people on social media that, do those humble brags about their success in business, but you're feeling stuck and you want to have that, but you don't quite have it yet. Well, he's going to help you with that. And we'll be talking to him. I'm going to do a segment. We're going to have you have a breakthrough so that you can have success with your business if you're feeling stuck. Now, the third segment is the one that is very time sensitive. We are right in the middle of what is called a Google Core Update. So when Google does these core updates, they don't do them very often, but they're sort of reshuffling the deck, so to speak. Like you think of those Vegas casinos with the big things that shuffle the deck. They take the shoe and shuffle all the cards before they start dealing them. That's kind of what's happening right now behind the scenes. Google is reconfiguring its algorithm, making a bunch of adjustments, and they call these core updates. And this core update has some fantastic news for small publishers. And I'm going to assume many of the people in my audience, you're not like the New York Times or some giant website like Reddit out there publishing content. You're probably somebody who has a smaller business, doing under $100 million a year in revenue, and you want to break into Google. You want to get some of that sweet, sweet free traffic that Google sends to some people. Well, we have really good news for you. If you're a small website, a small publisher, or maybe you're just getting started, it's fantastic news. I'm going to explain what the core update is and how you can take advantage of it as a small, newer publisher. And we're going to actually use Google's own leaked documents against them so that you can win. So that's our third and final segment today. So that is our plan for the show. What do you think? I see we have a pretty good audience built up here. I want to give everybody a big hello out there. And by the way, if you're not yet a subscriber to the channel, we have subscriber-only chat turned on. So just tap that red subscribe button that you'll see down below. That will enable you to access our live chat and ask questions. We're going to be taking your questions a bit later after each segment. And just hang out and have a good time with us. So give me a big hello if you haven't already said that in the chat, just to confirm you're awake and alive out there. And awesome. Which, by the way, I just got back from an amazing trip. So one of the topics today is Clickbank. And I actually got to go to Clickbank corporate offices over in Boise, Idaho, and sit down with the team and meet all of the people behind the scenes. And we're working on some cool stuff together with Clickbank. There'll be big announcements about that coming soon. You'll hear more about that soon. So we work quite a lot with Clickbank. I got to hang out there. I learned a lot of really cool stuff, some of which I'll tell you about in the segment when we talk about affiliate marketing. So that's where I've been. I've been kind of out in incognito mode, out in the real world. So we missed last Wednesday's show. So apologies to anybody who came looking for me last Wednesday. I was over in Boise. Actually, I was in Eagle, Idaho on last Wednesday. Doing something really cool. So I also got to hang out with Russell Brunson and team over at ClickFunnels was the other place I was at. So that's just not very far, about a half hour from the Clickbank offices. So that's kind of an interesting fact. Up in the middle of Idaho, where you would least expect it, you've got Clickbank and ClickFunnels. And so I trekked across town, got to hang out with Russell and the team. And that was amazing. So I hope to be able to tell you more about that trip soon. I got to watch Russell do his magic live behind the scenes, getting to see one of his promotions and how he pulls it off over there. So I hope to share more about that with you. And I'm talking a lot about those trips over on my Instagram. So if you are not yet following me over there, head on over to Instagram. I think my handle over there is officially Bill. And producer Nick, I don't know, in a minute, if you have that link, if you could pop that into the chat to just introduce everybody here. I'm going to bring producer Nick on, by the way. So I have been,
guys.
There he is, the one and only. So if you're a regular, you've been on my shows, you've heard the voice of producer Nick behind the scenes. He's the one that makes all of this possible. He's in charge of all of our public content here. And so he's the one really pushing me to do things like Instagram. So, I kind of took a social media vacation and withdrew from Facebook, from Instagram, Twitter, and all of the places. And he's been the inspiration to get me back out there releasing content. So, he'll be releasing that through our Instagram. And you can just, again, over there on I think my handle's officially Bill. Is that right?
Yeah, I got to go find out and link it in the chat,
Okay.
but I think that's it.
Okay, cool. Pretty sure it is, but see if you can find it, share that with everybody. And there you go. So there he is in person on camera, the one, the only producer Nick.
Yeah, this is my debut. Usually I'm just like a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
Like a ghost. But here I am. This is what I look like.
All right. Well, nice to have you incorporated in physical form. So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I think with that, we're going to stop messing around and get into the first segment for today. But first, it's vital I have a little bit more caffeine. Cheers, everyone. Now we can get to it. So, as I said, my first segment is going to be about Clickbank, and I have a little presentation I'll be sharing. We have a deck with a bunch of notes and everything you need to implement the training. And by the way, we're going to be giving that out to all of our subscribers to our Ingeniosity newsletter, which is free, by the way. It's totally free. So if you'd like to download a copy of the deck and our show notes about what we're covering today, then you want to make sure you're a subscriber to Ingeniosity is the name of the newsletter. And you can just head on over. The quickest way to get there is if you go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. That's pushbutton.ai/subscribe. All the subscribers will have access to the show notes. We do that every week. We give those subscribers access. We have a little library of all of our decks, our show notes, resource links, all that stuff. And it's totally free. All you got to be is an active subscriber over on that newsletter. So again, that's pushbutton.ai/subscribe. And with that, let me get the presentation loaded up. Make sure I got the right one. I've got them out of order, so let me put them in the correct order. And I will share my screen. And it is that one. Cool. All right. So producer Nick, you might want to hide yourself for this segment, but we'll bring you back. We'll reincorporate you again in a minute. All right. Now, one thing, if you're not familiar with the show format, I record these segments. We're obviously live, and I'm taking all of your questions after I do the present this segment. But while I'm presenting, you may see me do retakes. You may hear me make notes for my editor. And don't worry, I haven't gone crazy. This was not pre-recorded. It's just I'm actually recording it as we're here together so that my team can take it, put it into our courses, distribute it through social media. And we really like to reutilize this content all over the place. So that's what I'm doing. So my video editor and team will know what to do. And then after I'm done presenting, we're going to kick it to your questions. So if you have questions about the materials I'm covering, please ask them in the chat. And then when I'm done with the presentation, we will answer them for you. All right. So let's do this. Here we go. It is shocking just how easy it can be if with the, wow. Okay, take two. It's shocking just how easy it can be to succeed as an affiliate, but you need the right guidance. And in this video, I'm going to show you a case study of one mom who started from an absolute beginner and quickly started to have success. She started to make hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even over $5 million with her career in affiliate marketing, starting from absolutely nothing to massive success. And I'll show you that case study, and I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide. Here, give me a second here. Note for editor, we'll pick that up here. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide, including detailed instructions on how you can succeed in my officially recommended way using the Clickbank marketplace. So if you're a beginner and you want to have success with affiliate marketing and you want to succeed on Clickbank, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. All right, now we're going to share my screen. We'll do that. Not that view, that view. There we go. Now, I'm going to be showing you a slide deck, some show notes, a list of resources. You'll see that on the screen, usually up over there. And if you would like to download this slide deck for yourself with all the notes and any relevant resources that come with it, it's absolutely free. All you need to do is be a subscriber to our free newsletter, and you'll have access to this document. And we'll drop a link down in the description and in the comments down below so that you can download this document yourself and go use it. It's totally free. All right, so we're going to be first diving into a case study, and I'll be showing you, let's see here. I want to go full screen. Okay, note for editor, you can pick up here. So in this presentation, we're going to start out with a case study from someone who had that massive success as a beginner, and then we'll get into our step-by-step instructions. And I'm going to be showing you how to make money with Clickbank, even if you're a complete beginner. So here is the case study, and we have a video that we will put again in the slide deck so you can go watch it in great detail. But this is a mother of 4 who was an absolute beginner, got started out as an affiliate, and she was able to make quite a lot of money. So a mom of 4, Jen LeCompte, if I hopefully pronounced her name properly. So she started up and within just days made a few $100s. And then her first 2 months, she made over $250,000 as an affiliate and went on to make over $5 million from this. Now, obviously, her results aren't typical. They're extraordinary, in fact, and I like to highlight them so you can see what's possible. But, you know, everyone has various levels of success, but boy, isn't that inspirational. And so if you want to make money as a Clickbank affiliate, she is living, breathing proof that it can be done. And I'll drop a link to this video so you can go watch the case study in detail and learn more about how she did it. But what I'd like to do next is get into my recommended simple 7-step affiliate marketing system. So affiliate marketing really can be simple, but if you don't understand the steps, it can appear and it can feel complicated. It can feel overwhelming, even though it's actually quite simple. So we're going to break it down. And over the years, I have made millions and millions of dollars as an affiliate myself. So I definitely know what I'm talking about. And Clickbank is my officially recommended marketplace. I really recommend, if you're just getting started as an affiliate, you head to Clickbank and get started there. And the best part of this is you don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be an expert. You don't even have to appear on camera or do anything like that to succeed, especially when you follow this 7-step system. Now, the first one is all about picking a niche market or a niche market, if you speak English properly, which I don't. But that's what we need to do. We need to start out with who are we going to serve? And the people that we're going to serve are actually the most important part of this whole equation. And note for editor, we'll edit that out. We got some excited puppies downstairs who it's a little hot today, so I left my door open and they're getting excited down there. All right, so we'll pick it up here. Now the reason that they are so important is because it's by reaching the right people who have specific problems, they have specific goals, specific needs, things they're looking for. And if you can find that audience and understand it, you can make a lot of money. I'll be explaining how you do that in a minute. But the other part here, when you pick a niche market that not a lot of people talk about, is how well it fits you. You can pick a niche market that might be great for me, but it might be horrible for you. It might be a group of people that you don't really want to help, or that you're not interested in, or it could be a topic or a hobby that is completely boring to you. So the magic comes from finding a niche that has lots of profit potential, a big demand, but that also fits you and your unique desires, interests, passions. And trust me, even if you don't consider yourself as an expert in anything, there are topics where you have passion, you have interest, or things that you may not even expect. and they might be hiding in plain sight right in front of you. So what I would recommend that is, if you haven't seen it, then you should check out that video training. And I'll link to it down below, but it's also linked in the slide deck. And it is how to use this method. And it is called Ikigai. Now, Ikigai is something from Japanese philosophy, I guess we'll say, and it goes way back, I think traced back over 1,000 years. And the concept is how do you, and it's applied mostly to careers and like when people are trying to figure out what they want to do in life, you know, as their job. But it's a combination of what can you make lots of money for? What can you get paid for? But what are the things that you're good at, that you love, and that the world also needs? And when you apply the strategy that I teach in this video, so it's totally free. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's just up on YouTube. You can check that training out and learn a lot more in detail about how you find a niche market. But that's important. The audience that you serve is actually one of the most important pieces of this whole puzzle. And when you get it right, boy, do you feel fulfilled. As an affiliate, you could be selling affiliate products in a market that you're excited about, or that you're interested in, or curious about, passionate about, and you can make a lot of money doing it. And in fact, starting as an affiliate can ultimately lead to you having your own products and services and building a big, booming business if you do this right. So next up, okay, I don't know why my computer is acting up. Why does it keep doing that? Okay. Okay, we'll continue. Now, step 2 is the second most important thing here, okay? I think a lot of people get so tied up that they have to find the magic niche, right? The niche that's got the most profit potential, right? A niche that doesn't have a lot of competition. And those are not the most important things. It's what I said before. It's that magic combination of Ikigai. When you apply that special brand of philosophy to picking a niche, that's where the magic lies. And then next, when you take that perfect audience that you have found, now you need to uncover what are their deepest desires. What are the biggest problems that they have? What are the biggest emotional things in their life related to that niche, right? So let's say you're going to take up dog training as an example. I love to use this example because a lot of people can relate to it. But let's say you're going to pick up dog training as an example. Well, the very first thing you need to know before you can make your first dollar is what are the problems that people who are interested in dog training have, especially problems that have emotion attached to them. What are their goals in relationship to that, you know, that niche, that subject? And also the same thing, things with big, juicy emotion attached to them. And we're not talking about simple logical things. We're talking about emotional things. And again, I've done a detailed training on this. It's totally, absolutely free. It's on the channel. We'll link to it below, and you'll get it if you download the slide deck. But there's the video on it. And I actually go into great detail about how you uncover these problems. I'll give you a quick overview of that right now. But if you'd like detailed step-by-step instructions, you can refer to that additional training. But basically what you want to do is you want to break your market down and uncover 10 unique problems or goals. So 5 problems, 5 goals. And there's a little more to that. And again, the video will go into great detail about it. But let's take that dog training example, okay? So as a dog owner, I know exactly what my problems are. Right? When my dogs bark at the door, it drives me nuts. And we have tried to train them, right? And yet they love to bark. My little one, she loves the sound of her voice. I really believe she's like, you know, I'll see little 4 or 5-year-old kids running around and they just love to sing and shout and scream. In fact, my kids, when they were younger, they loved to scream. And she's that way. So she just loves to bark at about everything. So that causes disruption in the household, and it can be really frustrating, especially if I'm on an important call or I'm deep in concentration and she starts, rah, rah, rah. It drives me crazy. That's something that has a problem in my household that has emotion attached to it. So if you can point me to a solution for that, maybe an affiliate link that has a solution for that, I'm going to buy it and you're going to make money, right? There's one example, but there are others as well. And everybody, different dog owners have different problems. Some people might be concerned about aggression. Maybe their dog is aggressive with visitors in their home, or maybe their dog won't walk on a leash and it's embarrassing when they're trying to walk it to the, outside or go to the dog park and their dog's misbehaving. Or maybe they're having just trouble with their dog fitting into the family and being a loving member of their family. And so that might be an example of a goal. They want their pet to kind of, become integrated with the family. Maybe they have a new puppy and they want to make sure that it, loves everyone in the household, is well behaved, and is a happy member of the family. That could be a goal example. And once you understand these things, the next steps become easier. When it comes to making money, this becomes easier. Now, you can go to ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude. These are two of the biggest AI tools out there. There's also Google Gemini. There's a lot of AI chatbot tools out there. You can go to those tools and you can ask them questions about what are the biggest problems that your niche has. You can also ask it, what are their biggest goals, as an example. And to do it right, there's a lot more detail than that. So I do recommend you watch that additional video that gets into more detail. That's the first place I go. Just run on over, talk to AI, and it can help you uncover these big problems and goals. So now we've got our perfect niche. We understand who they are. We understand their emotional problems and goals. And now we're ready to actually move on to the next step. So let's bring our deck back up. And we'll do here, and there we go. Step 3. This part is quite simple. We are going to use AI to create a mini course, and we're going to give it away for free. That is the first step. So it sounds counterintuitive. You might be thinking that, well, don't I want to promote an affiliate link? Don't I want to go to Clickbank, find a link, and go promote that so I can get commissions, right? So that's how affiliate marketing works. When people click on your affiliate link and they buy products from other companies, you get paid a commission. But that's actually not what we want to do next. We want to create a course that's all about the problems and goals that your markets have. And then we want to give it away for free. This allows us to build a list. It also allows us to bond and get respect from our new list and our audience. And they're primed to then promote your affiliate link, right? But you must first give away the course and give them fantastic value. I'm a big believer in business that if you lead by value and give value, give help, give advice, you kind of earn the trust of your audience and of your customers, then they're happy to buy from you. And so once they've downloaded your free course and they've learned a little bit, they've got a little bit of enlightenment, a little bit of value, they are primed and ready to click your affiliate links and make you a pile of commissions, right? Now, there's a lot of details, again, on this step. You can break this down into a lot of sub-steps. But the first step really is, again, head on over to ChatGPT. You can ask it to help give you an outline to build the course. And then you can have ChatGPT lesson by lesson, you can build that course. And the quick rundown is just that. You first ask ChatGPT or whatever tool you're using to outline the course for you. I recommend you do about 10 lessons. You can do 10 to 12 lessons for your course. And then you go in and you ask ChatGPT to break down each lesson. So you could say, hey, I'm going to make a lesson about how to train your dog to not bark at the front door. What are some of the things that people need to know? And you just ask it. And then you ask it, now, can you make an outline for a lesson? You get the outline. And then you have ChatGPT help you build that lesson step by step by just asking it to say, okay, great. Can you write the segment about, step 1, step 2, step 3? And the whole thing can be written by AI. Now, if this is a niche that you're familiar with and that you know a little something about, you can also edit it. You can improve it, make it flow better, make it fit your personal opinions better. And then before you know it, you got a course and you can give it away for free. You can literally spend an hour, do maybe a couple hours putting your course together, and then it becomes an asset that you can give away over and over and over again. Now, I go into a lot of detail of exactly how you do this, again, in the video that is linked along with this description and is in our list of resources if you download our notes. Moving on. Step 4, we're going to build a list. Now, this happens automatically, right? Because we're giving away our course, and in order for people to get it, they have to give us their name and their email address. And then on the next page, we give it away. There are a ton of tools that can help you do this, whether you're using an email autoresponder like Aweber, maybe you're using a tool like ClickFunnels, or maybe you're one of my customers and we do this for you with our system. So there are a lot of tools that will make it really simple to give away this free report. And then it is all in the follow-up. So you're going to just email them frequently, by the way. Don't email them like once in a blue moon. You want to email them, I prefer daily, but I would say absolutely at least once a week. And you just keep emailing, you just keep promoting your affiliate links, and you will make commissions, and you will be very happy with the success that you see. This is such a good model. And again, I have much more detailed training on the channel. You can see that it's, again, with the downloadable deck if you get our free deck, or we'll try to link to all these in the description as well. Okay, now, in order to promote an offer, you got to pick one that actually solves the problems and goals that your audience has. And this is precisely where Clickbank comes in. And you would think I would have been ready with my Clickbank link. So I'm going to log into Clickbank off on another screen here. Give me just a moment. Oh, of course. Now it's going to make me reset my password. Let's see. Let me see if I can get to the marketplace without it. Okay, yeah, without logging in, I can do it. So let's, I'll pull this up here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Clickbank marketplace, as you see here. And what we're going to be looking for is, because you're going to have a list of what are their 5 biggest problems and their 5 biggest goals. And here's the missing ingredient that most people don't teach. The product that you promote on Clickbank, we're going to use the Clickbank marketplace, and you can go through the different categories. You can search, for example. So let's just say, for example, I'm going to search barking. There we go. Wow, how's that for a product? Music for dogs to help with anxiety. I actually want to try that. So, like when we go out, if we're going to be out of the house for several hours, our dogs do get anxious. They expect all their humans to be here. So there's a very interesting product. So I might try that one as an example. So the other thing we can do is we can go more and do something like dog training. And then what we want to do is we want to look at the products. And we want to see, is this product going to solve the problems that we learned about or help people achieve the goals that we learned about? If it's not going to do that, then skip it. You just, next. And we go on to the next one or the next one. So if we come over here and we take a look, like this, I see this product does seem to directly address some of the biggest problems that I know in the market. So this one goes on my list. So I'll make a little list of the affiliate products that I found that actually help solve the problems or achieve the goals. That's vital, right? If it doesn't do that, do not promote it. All right, so here's one here about house training, potty training your dog, having a calm dog. Now, there are other pieces of information that you're going to want to look at in Clickbank. As an example, you can see here the average amount of money that someone makes from a commission. The bigger the number, the better. All right. So, I mean, some of these small ones might be worth it. If a lot of people would buy this, even if you're only going to make $10, it's still worth promoting. But that being said, the more money you make, the better. So here we can see that people have made $25, okay? This one is $44 average commission. Okay. And that means that's, you know, if they buy some upsells, depending on what level and different things they buy, it adjusts. And this is the average for the sales that Clickbank is seeing. Now, you'll also notice there's this thing called gravity score, and this is useful. So this tells you, are other affiliates making sales with this product? This is a good number, but don't only rely on it. If you see a product that has a gravity score of 0, that's all right. It might be a new product, or it might be a product that just hasn't been picked up by a lot of affiliates yet. And that's okay, right? It gives you a point of just being a little bit suspicious. So when we go look at the product, you know, we want to be maybe just a little bit more critical of like, is this going to convert? Is this page designed well? And like the very first thing I noticed, like that was kind of a long delay in loading. So there's another little strike against them. So I would just look at their sales page, you know, and look to see, you know, is it designed well? Does it work on a mobile device? You know, does it load quickly? When you view the page, is it really quickly obvious what's for sale? How does it solve the problem? And how do I buy it, right? If those are, you know, just look. Does it quickly tell you, what is this? What problem does it solve? What goal does it help you achieve? And how do I buy it? If you can't figure that out at a glance, then I would probably skip it, okay? So, pretty good. It is loading a little bit slow, so that's a strike against it. The sales letter is pretty good. I kind of wish the buy button would have been a little higher, but there's the first buy button. So this is like would be on the maybe list, right? So I see it doesn't have, you know, has a 0 gravity score. It's a new product. So I might be willing to test it, you know, but it's kind of iffy. This one is an iffy one. But that's how you find an affiliate product on the Clickbank marketplace. And again, you want to focus in, the gravity score is not the biggest thing. And that's what so many people get distracted by. They'll look in the Clickbank marketplace and they only filter by gravity score. And then you miss some of the greatest products that are hiding in there. It is far more important that it helps solve the problem, helps achieve the goal, or when you go look at the pages, you just put it through that quick test that I talked about. Is it obvious? How does it solve, you know, does it solve a problem or a goal? You know, what are the benefits and how do you buy it? If all of those things aren't quickly, you know, if you can't quickly figure that out, like just pretend like you're a customer. If it's confusing, if the page takes too long to load, if, you know, like there are things like that, then skip it and move on. But there you go. That is the quick step-by-step on how you dig into and find the best Clickbank products. So let's go back to our presentation and continue because you want to make the big bucks, right? And so let's keep following up and explain exactly how you do that. Okay. So now that we've got our product, we are in a really good spot. Leads us to step 6. And we're going to promote the offer we found to our subscribers and in the course. So you can literally go into your course. And if you're on a good platform, like we do this, I'll talk more about that in a minute. We have some tools that will help you do all of this. But you can go into your course and edit it and add links to your affiliate offers right in the free course that you're giving away. You want prominent links that recommend products and services and things that you can promote to earn commission, and you just bury them right in the course. And then on top of that, you email your list and you tell them about these products and you just use your affiliate links. Now, it is really important when you email that you email frequently. Don't just send one email to your list, and if nobody buys, assume, oh, that didn't work. Fail. That is absolutely not the way to succeed, okay? You must email your list multiple times. I have found over and over again, over all of my 25 years of experience, that if I mail once, I might or might not make a sale, even if it's a big list. But the minute I mail 3 times, 5 times, 7 times on the same offer, by the way, I make so much more money, it is absolutely ridiculous. And newer entrepreneurs fall flat on their face here because it's a little counterintuitive. You would think, won't I annoy my list? And probably you might annoy them a little bit. I'll be frank about this, but you will make far more money. So now, how do you overcome that? You just send frequent emails and you think about different, unique, fresh ways. How does that product solve their biggest problems? And just talk about that. How does it help them achieve their goals? Talk about that. How are they going to feel after they get the results of having achieved the goal? Talk about that. And you just hit the same product from a different, unique angle over and over again. And you can also throw content in the middle if you're concerned that you're going to alienate your audience by over promoting. You can have gaps. You don't have to hit the same product every day for 7 days in a row. You can have gaps in between. You can put some content in between, or you can kind of blend this where you have content in an email that then also promotes the product. I recommend that with any product, you do at least 3 emails minimum. And so often I'll do one educational based email. I'll do one email that talks about the positive benefits. And then I'll do another email that talks about like the negative aspects that that product will solve for the customer. And that's kind of the 3-pronged approach that I use on a little 3-day mini promo. But you can extend this out to 7 days. I've even done a full 21-day promotion of just one product. 21 days of talking to the list about that product. And it dramatically increases your profits. Will you get unsubscribes because you mail frequently? Yes, but that's okay because you win. You make more money. You're better able to serve your customers that are on your list. You're able to reinvest in your business, grow, and help more people. So at the end of the day, if a few extra people unsubscribe from your list, who cares when all of this good stuff happens when you do this properly? So, all right, let's move on to the final step. Just get rid of that, and we will go back here. My favorite step. This is where you profit. So you begin to make money. You follow this process. You repeat it. You just keep at it. You stay consistent. You don't quit early on when you think maybe it's working, maybe it's not working. You must stick with it. I will tell you again, I've generated over $100 million in revenue with my companies, and I have made millions upon millions of dollars directly with affiliate marketing. And I can tell you that this works. This 7-step sequence that I just gave you works. And you have all the detailed videos, the step-by-step trainings. You can go download this slide deck for free and apply it and stick with it. When you encounter some adversity, get through it, get over it, and keep on going. This process just works. Now, if you'd like some additional help with this, we do have an entire suite of tools that does everything I just showed you, all 7 of those steps. Well, actually, it won't put the money in your pocket. You'll have to do that on step 7, But aside from taking the money and putting it in your pocket, it does everything else. And it's called PushButton AI. So a little plug for that. If it's something that you are interested in hearing more about, then I would recommend you get a demo of the PushButton AI software. And it does all the steps from the market research initially of trying to pick your niche market. It applies the Ikigai principles and it helps you find your niche market. It then helps you uncover all of the problems and goals and what we call benefits that your prospects will get when they buy the products that you recommend. It does all of that research for you. It builds your course, all the lessons, all the outlines. It helps you register your domain name. It helps you set up your website. It launches your whole business. It manages your email list. So you just log in and hit send when you want to send those emails, and it's all automatically taken care of. No messing around with funnels, no messing around with pages or trying to set up email softwares and all that stuff. The AI literally does all of these things for you. It handles the hosting, it handles the domain registration, it publishes your whole business, and then you just get to the fun stuff of implementing, getting people to your site, getting traffic, and making that sweet, sweet profit, right? So if you'd like to learn more about that system, book a demo with us. We'll be happy to jump on, do a session with you, and you can learn all about how it works. We'll help you understand if it is right for you. It may not be the right tool for you, but our team will help you find out if it is. So again, go to pushbutton.ai/demo to get a complete demo of that software. And we'll join you live on Zoom. We'll show off the software. We'll talk about your goals and what you're trying to achieve, and we'll see if it's the right solution for you. And if it is, we'll invite you in, and you can have access to the tools and use them to make this awesome affiliate commissions that I know you can do it. You just need a little help with some of the tech, some of the marketing stuff that makes it much, much easier for you. So check out the product. Again, it's pushbutton.ai/demo. And with that, I want to remind you to subscribe, like, ask me any questions. If there's comments down below, just ask away. Let me know any questions you've got about this business model, about PushButton AI, or anything at all. Just say hi. See you next time. Bye for now. Okay, then that is it. So I'm going to bring producer Nick back on stage. And let's do some questions. You guys have any questions for me about this 7-step process, about affiliate marketing, about Clickbank? Let's knock out the audience's questions on topic, everything affiliate marketing and everything about this 7-step process. So producer Nick, what do we have?
Yeah, we had a question from David. I thought it was a good question. He wants to know, what exactly is a funnel?
Yeah, fantastic question. Yeah, sometimes I throw out that marketing jargon and I forget that, not everybody's been doing this for 25 years. A funnel is really just a series of steps that prospects go through to buy stuff from you. And they talk about it as a funnel. Often you'll see it in a graphic represented like a funnel that gets narrower as it goes down. And so like, for example, somebody might come in and download your free course, and then they might buy a product, and then they might buy a more expensive product, and then they might talk to a sales rep and buy a really expensive product. And that process is called a funnel. Now, a lot of people talk about funnels being like a series of pages that you buy, right? Where you buy something, and then there's an upsell, and then there's a downsell where they'll try to sell you more stuff after you check out, and that kind of funnel, really Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels has really jumped on that and made that really easy. So that's his whole ClickFunnels empire was created on helping people with funnels. So there you go. That's kind of 2 different ways of looking at what a funnel is. Next question.
Yeah, this is from Bill, and I have an answer. He says, where do we find the downloadable? And I linked it in the chat. So if you're live with us right now, it'll be in the chat. That's the last message. And then I'll drop it in the description for people who are watching after the live.
Well, I gave the link. Shouldn't it be the subscribe link? I'm confused.
To the deck, yeah.
Well, you subscribe to get the deck.
Yeah, but I don't have the workflow set up so that when they subscribe, they get it right now because the deck
okay,
just
well,
today.
Okay. Yeah. So in the future, that's the flow. They subscribe to get the deck. Just to clarify that. Okay. Next question.
Yes. This is a good question. They want to know the best way to promote their web page. So I guess it's a traffic question.
Okay. So, well, you know what? We can pick that up. And you want to take that to open questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll take that up a little bit later. We're going to do open questions where you ask me anything. But if you have questions specifically about affiliate marketing, Clickbank, or the training I just did, we're going to handle those questions right now. And then we'll do open questions a bit later.
Got it. A good question just rolled in. I don't know. I think this is relevant, but if you want to kick it to open questions, that's okay. It's from Michael. He says, how do I start advertising the idea? Wait, I'll just read what he says verbatim. He says, how do I start the advertising to begin marketing the idea or course?
So to get traffic, I have a recommended way of doing that, and that is by publishing content to your website, articles. Think of it typically as blogging, right? So you're going to post content to your website. You're going to share that content in social media. You literally just take the link to your blog, share it in social media, and then if you have a budget, I put ads on my links to my content. So you have a post saying, this is an amazing article, right? And then it links to maybe, the 5 ways to stop your dog from barking article on your website. I share that in Facebook, and then maybe I'll spend $2 a day promoting that product to people who love their dog. That's it. That's the simple process. And you repeat that over and over and over again. Cool. Next up.
All right. Tracy says she subscribed to Clickbank, but they wanted to know how much traffic she gets. And because she didn't have any, she says they refused her. She's not sure what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would. I've never actually heard of them, Clickbank refusing affiliates. I know they have some geographic, restrictions, like certain countries, and these are from financial regulations and international trade rules and fraud and credit cards and all that stuff. So I know they have some geographic restrictions, but that shouldn't apply to you, I don't believe. And why they would reject you, I'm not sure. I've never heard of that before. So I would just try again with a new email address and, sign up and try again.
I know, aren't they typically pretty selective? Don't they scrutinize their people who want to put offers up?
Well, yeah, when you put an offer, if you're trying to sell something on Clickbank, that's a little different. They're actually going to review your sales pages. They'll make sure that your processes are working. They'll make sure you're not saying anything illegal on your pages. They'll do like a compliance check to make sure that, like as an example of if a make money product has monetary claims, they often will not take that, for example. So if you say like, you can make $10,000 a month, and you say that on your sales letter, they probably won't take your product. But that's if you're trying to sell on Clickbank, not if you're trying to be an affiliate, because there's 2 sides. You've got the product owners, and then you have the affiliates who send traffic to get their commission. So so I don't know if you were trying, maybe you signed up as an offer owner accidentally and got rejected. But just use a new email address and try again.
Awesome. David he says, what are the steps you take with Clickbank?
That was what I showed on the screen, right? You get your free account. You just simply sign up for a free account. You go to the marketplace, which is what I showed on the screen. And you can come back and watch this video back if you want to rewind to that point and rewatch that. But you just go to the marketplace and follow what I showed you in the video. And then that's all you got to do.
All right. And this is from Ray. He says, are the Clickbank products with the highest gravity score the best ones to promote?
Not necessarily. As I mentioned, it's far more important that you find a product that solves the problems that your market has, right? Or that helps them achieve the goals that they have. That's the most important thing of all. Then you can look at gravity. Gravity is something you can consider. But again, remember that just because something has a low or a 0 gravity score, all that means is that nobody is actively promoting it right now as an affiliate. It could be a fantastic offer, could be a brand new product just listed in Clickbank. It just means that no one is currently promoting it and making sales. That's all that number means. So it's one factor out of all the things. And I'd recommend, again, rewatch that segment. So you can, after the live session's over, you can rewind and just watch that little segment where I talk about picking products. And I explained a bit about some different ways to decide if it's a good product or not.
Yep. And on topic questions on affiliates and Clickbank, we're good to go. So if you want to move on to the next segment, we're ready to go.
Yeah, and I'll remind everybody, we got 2 more segments to go. So next up, I have a mystery guest who I used to go karaokeing with back in the day, many years ago, in the different bars in Huntington Beach, California, way back in the day. We go back a long ways. We've done a lot of businesses together over the years, and he's going to come and join us and talk about what to do if you're having overwhelm, frustration, you're feeling uncertain, confused, and you're not able to have the success that you are looking for. He's going to come in and help us with that. And that's our next segment. And then the final segment of the day is all about the Google Core Update. If you didn't know, we are literally right in the middle of a Google Core Update that you can get a ton of traffic if you know how to take advantage of it. So we're going to talk about that as our final segment of the day. And then before we bring our special guest on, we're going to take a very quick commercial break so I can have another swig of caffeine, give my voice a rest, and I'll be right back here in just 1 to 2 minutes. So we'll start with the presidents. Here you go.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
And I should be back. And we're in the middle of an ad break, so often YouTube is sending out some ads right about now. So we'll give everybody a moment to get back from that, and then we'll get started with our special guest.
And I realized something. Someone in the chat pointed it out. Because Tracy was saying that Clickbank wasn't approving her. But I realized it probably wasn't Clickbank. The offer owner might not have approved her. Because when you apply to be an affiliate, the offer owner can set to approve or disapprove an affiliate. So it might just be that specific offer.
Oh, got it. Yeah, most offers are just open. Anyone can promote them. Some offers, a very select few, you have to apply to get permission to promote that offer. That is true. But most of them, like way over 90% of the offers are open. So
yeah, and Clickbank has a lot of offers. So if that one wasn't a match, that's okay. Just look for the second best.
Yeah. And it depends. Some of the higher ticket offers, some of the supplement offers, there are a few that they're a little bit more restrictive, and then they make you go through that application process. But for most of them, it should just be wide open. You just register for your free account and start promoting. A good tip from Regina in there, I see, about it, that it helps to have your profile complete. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, if you're applying for a product that requires permission, like you need to apply to promote it, then definitely, I love Regina's advice, fill out your profile to make it complete. Awesome. And then with that, I think we'll get on to the next guest, the next step, next segment,
right.
whatever we'll call it here. All right. Well, then I'm gonna talk for a minute, and then I will bring him on. So I have a special guest who is going to be joining me. He is a member of our team, yeah. So let's do this. Okay. Now you may be finding that in your quest to either start your first business, or maybe you've already started it and you're trying to grow and scale your business, that you're running into obstacles. Maybe you can relate, right? I know even to this day, after 25 years of doing this, it still happens to me. So especially important as the beginning steps, as the beginning stages, as you're getting started in growing a business, is how do you overcome things like overwhelm? Maybe it's because you've got so many different new technical terms, new technical things that are confusing and complicated, or some of the marketing stuff can be complicated and confusing. But there's a lot of different reasons that you can be stuck in overwhelm. Another common thing that happens to people is they just are uncertain. Maybe you're not overwhelmed, but you're just uncertain of what to do next to have success. Maybe you've kind of started to dabble, started to get a little bit of traction, and you're just sort of stuck not knowing what the right move is next. And then finally, what a lot of people run into is pure frustration. Maybe you're not overwhelmed. Maybe you're not uncertain. You're just feeling stuck and frustrated. If you can relate to these as an entrepreneur, let me know in the chat. Give me say frustrated in the chat. If any of these fit you, maybe you're overwhelmed, maybe you're uncertain, maybe you're frustrated. Any of those three things, let me know in the chat here in the channel if this applies to you. Maybe I'm the only one that goes through this. I don't know, but I know it happens to me every time I start a new business. So I have a guest who will be joining me, and we're going to talk about what these things are, and then we're going to give you some help with how to get through it. How do you actually overcome these things to get to the other side? I know you see people on Instagram and Facebook and different places talking about their successes. And sometimes it feels like you're on the outside, looking in, wishing you could be part of the club, having that success. And so we're going to help you get to that point. And that's what my guest is going to be doing. Now, I'll bring him on. And here, I'm going to remove producer Nick, and I'm going to add my guest. And there he is. So, Jake, welcome. Everybody, hello. This is Jake Fannin. And I've known Jake for many, many years. And it is true. We used to sing karaoke together like almost every weekend.
Mr. K's Karaoke in Huntington Beach. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Good old
For the record, Bill can tear up some Goo Goo Dolls and Collective Soul. I mean, you should hear them.
You remember the song.
I think we should start a petition where everyone demands that you sing a Goo Goo Dolls song.
No, thanks.
I had to try.
But yeah, so I've known Jake for a long time, and he's part of our team here now. So Jake actually helps people. I guess we can call you the director of sales, which is kind of a misleading title, really, because it's really about how you help people understand how to move forward on what the right path is for them. And that's And I know you have that approach, and our whole company kind of has a little bit of a different approach. That's more important, that somebody understands what they need to do next to have success. And maybe that means working with us and using some of our tools, but sometimes not. Sometimes the right decision is to do something else.
That's right. And, you say sales and it kind of can have a negative connotation. And understandably so. If you're walking down the mall and someone says, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, or you're trying to buy a car, it has that connotation. That's not the case with our department. I tell my sales reps, which are just fantastic. I'm very proud to have this team. Don't think of yourself as a salesman. Think of yourself as a doctor. Someone's before you. You do some discovery. You find out what's going on with them. What you done in the past? How is it going now? Where do you want to go? And they do a diagnosis, and that's what I train them to do, and they're excellent at it. And that's how we approach things. And you're absolutely right, Bill. There's been more than one occasion in which I said, you know what, I don't think this product is for you, or I point them in another direction. You know, it happened just today where I said, you need to go use this service over here. It has nothing to do with our company. So we're here to help. And that's our primary objective. We do great in sales. We have great products and they pretty much sell themselves. So we don't need to twist your arm. We just want to help. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and what we're going to talk about today is these 3 points that I think people get stuck on. And I know, Jake, you and I, we have conversations really regularly about where the customers are at, what they're running into, and how we can help them. I don't know if you heard at the outset of me hitting those 3 points: overwhelm, uncertainty, and frustration. That was my view on it. But you've talked to literally thousands of people to help them with this stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, overwhelm comes in different forms. Somebody might just not even know what direction to go, right? Where do I get started? There might be completely new at the whole game, and they might not know what business direction to go in, or they see all these tools, which one is the best for me? And that's just such an overwhelming amount of information out there, and new technology is coming on and platforms are changing all the time. It's just, where do I go? What do I do? Or they might be a very successful doctor or accountant, and maybe they're a multimillionaire, and they come to us and they go, well, I want to bring this online. I've read all this stuff, and where do I go? So the overwhelm comes in different forms, from general direction to which specific things do I do and who do I trust, and all this type of thing. So it comes in various forms. And when you experience it, you get kind of stuck and you don't move, and the whole process is not enjoyable. So that's the last place you want to be in. You want to keep moving forward. And I love what you said earlier about, doing what you love and, bringing in that type of motivation. It's just imperative to be in that place, And the other,
I think a lot of people get stuck with this idea that this whole, I'll use air quotes, make money online. I really don't like that label, but that's sort of the label that a lot of this entrepreneurial stuff gets labeled with. And I think people get the wrong impression that it's some sort of a gimmick, right? You're going to do some sort of scheme to have magic money, fall from the ceiling or something, when really it's about helping people. So, and I think it's important that you help the right group of people, that somebody that aligns with you. And I think people worry that they're not an expert or they're not a guru, and so they can't, serve a market from that perspective. And I don't think that's true. If you have somebody who is kind of new, they're not a guru, they're not an expert, what kind of advice might you give them on that topic?
Well, first off is don't stop moving. That is the most important factor for me. If you look at surveys of successful people, you'll see right up there, persistence. You don't stop moving, right? Now, if you've got 1,001 options in front of you, you might go, okay, I won't stop moving, but of the 1,000 options in front of me, which one do I go with? I would always say, have a sounding board, have someone that you can speak to. And this is why I'm here right now, for you to come to us, and say, well, here's all what I have going on. Can you help me out with that? That is a huge factor. It's how we're built as people, right? To talk to people, to work with people. And that's why I'm proud to be part of this team, because we have a great sales staff. We have a great support staff. We have great mentors out there. And often just getting things out of your head, and talking to another person, having a sounding board is enough to kickstart you and get you going. So, those would be some things I would consider right off the bat.
So that's a great chance for me to plug something that you're working on. So we piloted this new service that I want to tell everybody about. And put your wallets away. You can feel you're safe. Put the wallets away. You can put the purse away. We have something that we'd like to offer you to do some help. So if you're not yet a customer of ours and you're somebody who's an entrepreneur who wants to get started, and whether or not maybe you're thinking about some of the products or services that we have, or maybe not, maybe you don't even know what we sell. Wherever you're at, we want to help you. So what we're doing is we're offering a free session. And this is not a sales session. It's about how can we help you with these 3 factors: overwhelm, uncertainty, and frustration. So if you're in one of those positions and you're looking for a breakthrough, you're not sure what to do next, what direction to go in, and how to get to profitability, to success, then we're going to offer some free help. And all you need to do to claim your free help is head on over to pushbutton.ai/frustrated. So pretty applicable link, right? pushbutton.ai/frustrated. And producer Nick, if you could pop that out there for me, and then if you could pin that too, maybe if you could push it out from my name, and then I can pin it in the chat. Jake, you want to describe a little bit about how you might be able to help someone if they claim their session?
Sure. This is all tailor-made to you. You know, everyone that comes across our lines is really a unique person, you know, from the person that knows nothing to, you know, the CPA that needs to bring things online to somebody that's maybe tried for a few years and not had success. So, you know, everyone has different resources, you know, everybody has different lives, and we take all of that information into account, and we do what's called discovery. We'll sit down with you. We'll gather all the information we can. This is about you. This is not about us, and it's not about our product. The discovery process is 100% about you. So we go through the process. We ask you a series of questions, find out as much as we can, and then come up with what we would say would be a recommendation. So that is basically the process. And yeah, there's a lot of things out there. But if you know what paths to take, you know, if you know the steps to success, then you just take them. And, you know, we can definitely help you with all that.
Oh, there you go. So what you'll come away with, if I'm hearing this correctly, is a little certainty. So you have some certainty on what to do next. Am I understanding that right?
Absolutely. That'll be the end result, right? You'll walk away with, you know, one, you're not alone in this process. You know, you have somebody here that can help you through the myriad of choices and, you know, options that you have, right? So just that has value, right? But then you're going to walk away at the end with a direction. This is where we're going to, you know, my recommendation or our team's recommendation for you to start down this path. And like I said, it might have something to do with this company and our products. It might not, you know. So you will walk away with a path that, you know, recommended for you to walk down.
Yeah, well, look, you know, my attitude or my approach to this is I want people to be successful. And that's literally, you know, my mission in life. And Jake knows me quite well, so he can maybe speak to this a little bit too. So it's not just coming, you'll hear me talk about that. But you know, over 10 years ago, I think it's going on almost 12 years ago, I made a decision that was my mission in life, was to help entrepreneurs. And sure, would I love to have you as a customer? Absolutely. I'd love to do business with you. I would love to have, obviously, the sales and the revenue to help me grow my business. That would be fantastic. But that might not be the ultimate right choice, both for you, but also for me, right? If it's not a good fit, I don't want a frustrated customer. I would rather you buying someone else's product or service, whether it's ClickFunnels as an example, right? And maybe that's a good tool for you to use to launch your business, or maybe you're launching into a business model that's not an area that I can help you. I would much rather point you to a friend of mine or a person that can help you actually achieve success. And it'd be great if it turns out that you can use some of my products and services and Jake can point you at those. That's fantastic. But I'm really fine either way. I just want to make sure that we help as many people as possible. So,
yeah, I've known Bill for 25 years, right? I moved out to California to be a rock star right out of college, music with a music degree. Never thought I would be a business person, and I guess it happened by osmosis with my friend here. But absolutely, 100% over the last 25 years, you know, Bill has demonstrated just time and time again that the guy just likes to help people, right? I remember, I mean, he's been my mentor for 25 years. Hey, Bill, what's the latest thing I can do to make money online? You know, I want to go play my music. So I don't want to work. I want to make business. He would always point me a direction. I would take it, have success, sometimes working with him, sometimes on my own. I'll give you a brief story that'll illustrate this point very well. I walk into his office one day. I sat down very proud, hey, Bill, I'm making $2 to $3 grand a day now. I'd never made this kind of money in my life. And he looks over at me and he goes, great, Jake, I'm making 8 right now. 8, how are you doing that, Bill? And it was a time when Firefox would pay you $1 for downloads, and Google was paying $2.50 for download Google Earth. Like, you're making $8 grand off of dollar downloads? How is that possible? Did he go, well, I was just thinking of something I came up with? No. He said, well, come around the desk, I'll show you, And he just showed me everything he was doing. Was he worried about competition, or I might cut into his profits? Or no, that's just Bill. Here's what I'm doing, and that's what his products are. Here's the things I've done to make money. You can do them too. So just a little story, from our history to support that point. So, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. And that's another point too. You have had a tremendous amount of success in your own right with the stuff that you've done. So when people get a chance to chat with you or your team, there's a background there of success. So, Jake knows an awful lot about how to, strategize and execute on getting a successful business going. Yeah.
I've done it quite a bit and under your mentorship. So I appreciate it, Bill.
Awesome. All right. Well, I want to remind everybody to go to pushbutton.ai/frustrated if you would like the team's help. Again, not intended to be a sales process. It's all about how we can help you get unstuck and get some certainty on what you can do next. And if it happens to be that our products or services can help you, we'll recommend them to you. Or we may recommend someone else's if that's a better fit. But we will let you know exactly what the right thing is for you. Now, if you remember in the training that I've done, I talk about how when you try to, go into a niche market and help people, it's all about, that perfect blend of how can you help them and also build a profitable business at the same time. And that's what I want to achieve. I want to help you is the senior most important thing. And if we can work together, awesome. That's great. And if not, I just want to hear about your success once you've achieved it. So that's the deal, right? The deal is we'll give you this help free, no strings attached. I just want you to tell me about how it helps you. So if it helps you have a breakthrough, I want to hear all about it. And again, you can go to pushbutton.ai/frustrated to get more. And speaking of frustrated, let's talk about that one for a minute. We've kind of hit on the overwhelm, on the uncertainty, but I think some people, they feel like they were told what to do and now they've done it and they're frustrated. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. Again, that comes from different areas, maybe somebody, bought courses that didn't work out for them and they get frustrated. They're like, well, I bought this course and it said to do these things and it didn't work out. What's going on? Right. So that's a very common thing I hear. And most often that happens because, there maybe wasn't quite enough detail in the course itself, or they just didn't get the support they needed to make that thing happen. Because, there's so many ways to actually make money online. There's a lot of great information out there. It's just understanding not only the big picture when it comes to certain things, but how do you get past some of the little things, and how do you get the support you need? That's a major thing I run into with frustration. And I would say probably that's one of the number one things. I want to add something to this that'll make it a little bit more, make it a little confusing, but but here's something that happens too, right? Sometimes that frustration can be from, you've got some incorrect information, or it's a course that only is half giving you all the data you need and stuff like Jake said. And then sometimes it's because you're like this far away from a breakthrough. Truthfully, in my business and in my experience, what I've run into is in those moments where I'm feeling frustrated, I'm often just a couple of things, just a couple of steps, a couple of changes, few more little things to adjust and to keep pushing through the frustration to my breakthrough. And that's happened to me over and over again. And the moment where I
I almost threw in the towel and be like, you know what? This strategy isn't working. I'm going to quit. But something gets me to like look at it one last time and go, okay, well, maybe I just adjust this, tweak this, and keep going. And then boom, breakthrough. And then all of a sudden I'm now, so that does happen. And so if you're experiencing frustration, you just might be like this far from a breakthrough.
And that's all about, for me, managing expectations, right? What is your general approach to doing things? Does the next action you take, must it be a success, or, oh, all is lost? Or is it, no, this is a process. I'm kind of curious what this is all about. Let's go on a little adventure. And, I can't tell you how many times over the last 20 years, I've done a lot of different things, right? You go to do something, you think, oh, this is going to be great. I just know this is going to be great. And it doesn't work out. And then you try something else kind of half-heartedly, and suddenly you got a volcano on your hands. It's for me, it's about managing expectations, and it's about having a bit of an attitude of adventure, and that combination, and being in something that, that Bill mentioned earlier is vital, it's doing something that motivates you. So that kind of triad right there, that works for me. It's approaching with the right mindset.
Well, I think there are some marketers out there. I know all the gurus and all the people in the space that you guys hear that are out there selling courses and tools. I know almost all of them. Lots of them are good people. I'll tell you, the vast majority of them are really good people that want to help their customers. Sometimes they don't get it right. Sometimes they do a bad job supporting their product. But in the core, they really want to do a good job, and they're trying to pass on the information to help people succeed. But every once in a while, there's one of these yahoos out there that are just unethical, misleading, and they cause confusion and frustration for everyone because they set a false expectation of things. Like I've seen people that will come to us and they have the feeling that that this is some kind of magic and that's going to save them from some horrible situation. I'll give you an example. Literally had someone who, like, in bankruptcy, about to be evicted from their house, like possibly losing their cars and whatever. And then they come thinking that online marketing is going to somehow overnight, by tomorrow when they come to repossess the car, is going to somehow fix that. And that is not the case, right? It's not magic that is going to take someone from a situation like that to having like lots of money in your pocket. But what it will do is, if you work at it over time, you can build a business that prevents that from ever happening again. That's what it will do. So if you're approaching trying to build an internet business that it's going to somehow save your life from some desperate situation, that's not the right way to look at it. And others have made it seem like that is, that somehow it's going to give you your car payment tomorrow or next week. And that's just not the case.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's not an ethical thing to do. And it's certainly not something we engage in, right? We're here to help build entrepreneurs. It makes, it brings us joy. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm middle-aged too. So you mentioned a middle-aged thing, that happens with other industries. You see somebody achieve success, and it's like, okay, well, now I want to help people. That's what we're here to do. And if you're willing, to move forward in a manner that, you have the proper expectations, the right attitude, you want to move forward with us, we're here to help you every step of the way, right?
Absolutely.
Not for quick fixes. I do want to, say something that sometimes things can happen very fast. I mean,
they can. Yeah, that is true. It's not like it doesn't happen, that you can have quick success. But I always caution someone that if if you're going to be evicted, you're going to lose your car, like you won't be able to feed your children. Right. And instead you're focused on, thinking that you're going to have an internet business, handle that in like a week. That's not going to be, that's more what I'm concerned with. But
yeah. And I've had people in front of me that thought that, and I said, this isn't for you then. You need to do some things to handle your immediate circumstances. and then come back to us when you're in a position, to really build something here.
Yeah, I mean, and there are things people can do to solve that, right? I don't want to make it like it's hopeless, right? You can do things like selling services on Fiverr. I've talked about that on the channel. That is a viable way, but now you're trading your time and some services for money, right? Which is a little different than building a business and being an entrepreneur. So, it's almost like getting a part-time gig on the side, that would be the thing. I would say, if somebody were in a situation like that, do something in addition, driving Uber, doing deliveries, go on Fiverr and sell graphic design services. If I've got a video on my channel that teaches you how to do that. Even if you don't even know how to do graphic design, you can go sign up on Fiverr and sell graphic design services. So, but again, that is a little bit of trading time for money to help you get out of that short-term situation. But if you're looking for a long-term solution, that you can have success like that. It does happen. It's not the normal, but it happens. And you're looking for a way so that never happens to you again, that you have the financial freedom to do what you want when you want, that you've got a business that's successful, it's got profit coming in, and it's supporting you and giving you everything you want out of life. Like that, if achieving that is what you want, that's absolutely what Jake and his team can help you with. And again, go to pushbutton.ai/frustrated to claim your session. And no obligation, just have a chat with them and they'll point you in the right direction so that you can be a success story. And just my only request again is, if it's helpful, if you have a breakthrough, you have some success after talking with Jake and his team, then please tell us about it and give us a testimonial, give us a success story.
Yeah, we're waiting. So come on over. Let us help you out.
Awesome. And hey, if we get enough awesome success stories, maybe you can convince me to do some karaoke. I don't know.
Okay. So if I get 50 success stories, will you sing a Goo Goo Dolls song on your show?
What was the one I used to sing? December, I think, was the one I'd often sing, right?
Yeah, that's Collective Soul, right?
That's called Collective Soul. Yeah, that's right. Let's see, what was the Goo Goo Dolls song I used to do all the time?
Was it Slide?
That's it. Yeah.
Goo Goo Dolls. Mr. K.
Yeah.
Memories.
So if you'd like to make me sing karaoke, go out and get some success.
Oh, I would love that. Please. Now I want even more bookings.
But we need to do that again sometime.
Is
just
Mr.
for
K
old
still
time's sake.
there?
Mr. Case is gone, but you know what? We'll have to get together and do it next time. I'm in Austin. We'll have to find a karaoke bar somewhere.
There you go. All right, I'll get it booked. And it's
all right. Well, hey Jake, thank you for hanging out with us today. And then I haven't seen any questions come in, so I could do a very quick round we'll do a lightning round. If anybody has questions for Jake, you can ask those now, and then we're going to move on because I need to cover the Google Core update. It's a very important segment we need to do next. So, I'm not singing unless we get 50 testimonials. So. Well, I'm kind of a shy person. I know I'm on mic and on camera and doing all this, but Jake can attest this. In like real, quote unquote, real life, I'm really kind of a shy, kind of introverted person. And it takes a lot to get me up on the stage singing karaoke. But,
you'd be on the stage, sometimes private rooms, but you got a pretty decent voice, Bill. You know, that's surprising. But
well, speaking of karaoke, producer Nick has seen me sing many years ago. He's seen me sing in a karaoke room doing Christmas, like Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra Christmas music. You remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, they're all over the place by my house in Hollywood. So instead of going to HB or Austin, you should go up to Hollywood.
Yeah. So, and I'm not good at it, by the way. So if I do sing, it's going to be horrible, and you'll all regret it if I do. So
don't believe him.
So, all right. So did any questions come in for Jake, Nick?
One, but I think this is a general one we open to the end.
Okay. So we'll take that up then an open Q&A. But I want to thank Jake. I know you have an action-packed, busy day, so thank you for spending time with us.
Absolutely, nice being here. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, maybe we'll do this again.
Yeah, I've had fun. I like that. And
cool, man. So we'll see you
when we have the 50 and we're ready to sing. Right?
We'll see.
Okay, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jake.
Enjoy it, gentlemen. Bye now.
Bye. All right. So we're going to dive into the next segment, and we'll be talking about the Google Core update. I am going to do a very, very quick commercial break so I can re-up some more caffeine. My cup ran out. I'm going to have to fill it up real quick. So we're going to take a very quick commercial break, and then I will be right back with the Google Core update and how you can exploit it to get traffic. So all that and more in just a moment.
You can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse. Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business, or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
All right. So the Google's doing its ad break. So hopefully we'll have everybody back here in a moment. So some of you are not seeing ads because you might have Google Premium or Google just decided not to show one to you. But many people are seeing our YouTube ad break. And then we will be back in a moment with the next segment. So let me get my screen share set up, get prepared for this. I love that picture. And I'm pretty sure that's an AI picture, right?
That's Midjourney. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Oh, got my coffee refill. Oh, it's hot, extra hot. Okay. So
that picture would make if you're like a routine viewer, you're probably familiar with Nizzly, our phone case app. That would make a good phone case.
Oh yeah.
I like that picture.
Yeah. We should make one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here, let me get undistracted here. Let's go over here and let's get the right presentation showing. So we're going to go over to the core update one. Present. Full screen. And here I am. Okay, so audience, by the way, I'll remind you just before we dive in that if you are not yet a channel subscriber, we do have subscriber-only chat turned on. So you'll see down below the red subscribe button. Please tap that and you can become a subscriber of the channel. And that's also, you'll get notified. We release content all the time. Every week there's new stuff that teaches you about how to start, build, and grow your business. Things like getting traffic, like we're about to talk about now. You can get visitors to your website, customers that you can earn money helping. We cover all those aspects, getting your site established using AI. We talk about AI quite a lot on the channel because I have my own AI software business. So we'll be talking about all of those things and more. Just subscribe, hit the red subscribe button you see down below, and join me in the subscriber-only chat. Speaking of, we're going to open up to open questions. As soon as I finish this little segment here on the Google Core Update, I'll be telling you all about how you can take advantage of what is happening right now and the good news for all of us in this update. Yeah, so let's do that. And we're going to open questions. So after this segment, we go wide open questions, ask me anything. So if you asked questions earlier that we're holding on to, we'll be handling those in the final segment where you can ask me anything. And then we're going to be wrapping up today's show. Okay, let's go there. Okay. All right, so I am recording this. So if you see me do retakes, make notes for my editor, all that stuff, you know why? Because I'm recording it to use it all over the place. That's actually a strategy that we're going to teach you about in a future show about how you can make content and then use it over and over, repurposing it and spreading it all over the internet to get lots of customers. So we're going to teach you that in a future show, but I actually practice what we preach. So we do that here every week when I record these segments. And with that, we will get started. Okay, let's see. Can I? No, can't edit that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Google has shaken up the entire entrepreneurial community. They keep throwing curveballs at us. And today I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of the core update that is happening literally right now. We are in the middle of it, and it's good news for entrepreneurs everywhere. And if you follow what I'm going to cover in this video, I'll show you how you can take advantage of what's happening right now in Google so that you can get traffic. And if you've ever worried that you're a smaller publisher, you're a new website, you're not one of those giant sites like Reddit that Google seems to love, and you're worried that you can't get traffic, well, it's good news because you can. And I will show you exactly how in today's segment. So I'll show you all about the core update that Google is doing right now. They're right in the middle of reshuffling their algorithm. It's sort of like the Vegas casinos when they take their deck of cards and they have the thing that shuffles it all up in the shoe and then it comes out remixed up again. Well, they're shuffling the Google index as we speak, as I sit here recording this session. It's all good news. So I'll show you exactly what's changing, what's going on, and what you should do about it to get more traffic for free to your website. Let's dive in. All righty. Now, in today's presentation, I have a slide deck, some detailed notes, our references, and all the materials are available to subscribers of our free newsletter. So just make sure you've subscribed to the free newsletter. We'll put a link in the description and in the comments down below with the link, and you'll be able to download this deck and many other decks. All of the decks and resources from our regular weekly shows are available to free subscribers. It doesn't cost a dime. Just go subscribe to our Ingeniosity newsletter. And again, I'll pop the links to that in the description below. And with that, let's get into it. So Google just started their core update. So there's a brand new core update that is occurring right now. And they're basically fixing a massive mistake. So a few months back, you might have heard, and there's been lots of publicity, lots of people complaining on the internet, lots of articles and news things talking about how it's impossible to rank in Google anymore if you're a small website or a small publisher, or if you're a new website. Also, lots of false and misleading information saying you can't use AI on your website, or Google's going to smack you and you're never going to rank. All of this stuff is false. And there was a lot of misinformation put out. And now what's basically happening is Google is correcting a mistake. And all of a sudden, as soon as the core update began, you've seen signs of smaller and newer quality websites. They're all getting their traffic back. Now, this update will roll out for quite some time. So if you're watching this a few weeks in the future, the update could take as much as a month to roll out before you see all of the effects. But we're already seeing signs. We're in the early days, just at the very beginning of the update, and we're already seeing signs of big wins for smaller independent entrepreneurs like you and I. So let's go into this with a little bit more details. Okay, so let's see why. There we go. Okay. Okay, we covered that. Okay, so this is a little more information on the great catastrophe that started some time ago. And Google did something kind of interesting. I want to say maybe borderline misleading. So what they did is they went out and they did a set of manual penalties. They actually went out on a hunt and they sent humans, not their algorithm, not bots, but humans on a search and destroy mission. And so they sent their army of quality raters out to go find websites, and they manually penalized them basically and nuke them right out of the listings. And they did this to make an impact. They wanted to scare the you-know-what out of all of us entrepreneurs so that we would, maybe back off a little bit and not do some spammy tactics that they had been seeing. Because there are people out there that are purely spamming Google. They're hitting them with hundreds of thousands and millions of pages of garbage. That is happening. And Google had no defense against it. So they went on a PR move where they manually smacked a bunch of entrepreneurs and scared the heck out of us all to make us think that we couldn't rank. All right. Now, there were many cases where they also applied a blanket, we'll call it a penalty. And what this was based upon, let me just come back here. And what this was based upon was user behavior. So the one place where there really was a penalty was not because people were using AI, was not because of, whatever tactics or being a small website or a big website or anything else. But what did happen was Google heavily emphasized real user behavior. So, they claimed, there was a secret document link, and Google claimed that they were not monitoring user behavior. They were not using the Chrome browser to track users, they claimed. They were not using things like Google Analytics and other tools to track users and follow them around. And it turns out that was all a lie, and they were. And that's what the last update was all about. The last update took real user feedback. And if you have a website where the users were not sticking around, they were not getting the help they need, they were bouncing out of your website, or they weren't finding the answers they were looking for, Google was tracking all of it. It's like the Eye of Sauron, if you're a fantasy movie or book reader, right? The all-seeing eye looking all across, Google, the Google Earth, and when they saw that users were going to your site and not getting a good experience because they bounced out, or maybe they went back to the Google search results and did not find what they were looking for. If that was happening, they did penalize you. But they overtuned it, I think, as their mistake. They went a little too crazy on the penalties, and it swept up a lot of publishers. And at the same time that they penalized a whole bunch of publishers because of this spying that they were doing, they also artificially boosted large websites, right? So they took sites like Reddit as an example. There's a classic example with Reddit. They entered into a special agreement. Google actually paid Reddit. There was a whole negotiation, and then they boosted Reddit. And then other sites, like major news sites like the New York Times or the Washington Post, major broadcast news. So these large giant sites are all at the same time getting an artificial boost. So they all got a boost, and at the same time, they turned the dial and they applied penalties based on user behavior. And I think what happens is, because all this happened at the same time, people jumped to conclusions and said things like, you can't rank with AI content. That's false, been proven false. New websites can't rank in Google. False. Small publishers can't rank in Google. Also false. And so what Google is doing right now in the core update is they are turning the dial back. And some of the heavy penalties that they dished out based on user behavior, they're backing off a little bit. I think they overdid it. And I think what this does is it makes it easier for newer sites to rank. So it gives us a little bit of an edge for a newer site, for us to get our foothold, figure out how to best serve our users, and get traffic to our websites. And so if you have a new site, I've done training on the channel about how to rank a new website. So you can find that video training on the channel. And I also did some training about the insider document leak with Google that you're going to want to see. So if you use that information and you have a new website or you have a smaller website, you absolutely can rank in Google today, especially with the good news of them taking the big penalty dial and turning it down. And so here, let's go back to the presentation and I'll dive into some more detail. Okay, so that was the big dilemma that everybody had when they were penalized. And now we have a revival. And there are many examples I'll show you here of this revival. So you can see on this one, this site was absolutely obliterated, right? You can see the traffic went from over 12,000 clicks a day down to just totally crashed out, getting close to zero. And then here, the update just started, and see that uptick right there? So that is the sign that they are recovering. And I expect that as the update rolls out, you'll see that this will come back into a similar range up here. It may not break 12,000, maybe it will, but they'll at least recover the vast majority of their traffic. Okay? So with this core update, it has started and it is rolling out. And this could take, it could take as many as 6 weeks to roll out. Okay. And the main goal, what we're told, is to support smaller sites so that Google is able to surface or bring to the top more content from small and independent publishers. They're just straight out telling us that. Okay. Also, they are talking about this being a helpful content update. And that this is actually, I think, them tuning down their penalty algorithms. Okay. Now, big giant sites and user-generated content sites like Reddit, like Quora, like the giant news sites, they do still have an advantage. So the bigger sites do have an advantage over us smaller publishers, but they're trying to make the playing field a little bit more even. Okay. And there's a thing here, and you can see it here at algoroo.com. They track the volatility, and that's the rate at which change is happening from search rankings, moving all over the place, where one site might rank 5, then 1, then 10, and they're bouncing around, right? And we're in the period of a massive amount of volatility right now because of this algorithm update. So over the next few weeks, you may see that you'll pop onto page 1 and start getting some traffic. And then 2 days later, you might pop off and disappear. Don't worry. It's going to continue to change, and it will level out as the update rolls out. So Google officially says here, today we've launched our August update in Google Search. The update is designed to continue to work to improve the quality of search results by showing more content that people find genuinely useful and less content that feels like it was made to perform well on search. Okay. They also talk about how it takes into feedback about smaller creators and making some improvements there. And let me tell you what I take out of this. So if you have to kind of read between the lines with their PR speak. Here's what I think. They messed up. They're dialing the dial back down so that they're not penalizing sites quite as heavily based on user content or user activity, right? So if you're a newer site, they're giving you a little bit more leeway to get users to your site, work out how to give them a good experience, and they're not going to be quick to hit you with a penalty if they see, negative signals coming from like the Chrome browser or Google Analytics. So that's what this is all about. Yeah, and so I think it's good news. That's the bottom line. It's good news for you and I. And I'm going to tell you the action steps that you should be taking in just a moment. And then the last thing about reading between the Google lines is all about over-optimized sites. Here's where I do think we need to be careful, okay? There are people that are using plugins and other tools that give you like an SEO score, right? And they'll rank your page. Like there are tools that you can, point it at your website or feed your content. And I don't want to name any of them. I don't want to do any name and shame, but these tools can hurt you. Let me explain why. They'll give you a score, and usually it goes from 0 to 100. And the closer you get to 100, the better, right? And if you hit 100, then you're perfectly optimized, meaning your keywords are in all the right places, you're using all the right words, and Google theoretically will rank you as number one. You would think that's a good thing, right? And it kind of is for that one page. But let's say you do that every day. Every day you post a new piece of content and you score it 100 and you post it to your site. Okay, still a good thing, right? Okay, got one article ranking in Google, 2 articles ranking in Google's, 3 articles ranking in Google. If you keep doing this, it's going to be really obvious to Google what you're doing. And this is what they're calling over-optimized sites. So, so it's kind of funny. You actually don't want to always do your content perfectly. So do your content with the single important guideline of providing a good experience to your users. Make sure that if you rank for a search query, that you actually answer the search query and you give the user what they're looking for on your page. That is more important than the 100 rank on the SEO tool, right? And so SEO your articles and get them into the 70s, right? And then another one, maybe if you do 100 every once in a while with a really important keyword, that's fine, but don't overdo it. Don't over-optimize and you use some of these tools that will help you like make a perfect page. Don't do that every single time. And instead, focus more on just making sure that that piece of content is actually useful and gives the user what they're looking for, right? And then you're gonna have the best of both worlds. You won't be hit with an over-optimization penalty, which is really what they're doing, from a penalty side. You're gonna have good user signals. So then you're going to be able to give Google the feedback that says your content is helpful. And because you're a new site, you're going to get this advantage for them tuning the dial down. They're going to let some of our newer sites and our smaller sites now begin to rank. And that's how we take advantage of this. All right, let's go back to the slide deck. So Google obviously says don't make content for search engines. And that's what we talked about there. If you optimize your content and you try to make it, be the best it can be, that's good, but don't do it just religiously every single time and overdo it. So this is what small and independent websites should really take a look at. Right now, you have a window where you can actually potentially get a ranking boost. And if you have seen penalties or you have struggled to get your content to rank, you may see it recover during this core update. Another thing that is really important is to lean into social media. Now, my recommended strategy, and again, it's linked here on the channel, but the recommended strategy is to use social media every time you put out a piece of content. And we taught a very specific strategy, or we call it the traffic trifecta over here. But look for that video on the channel. I'll link to it down below. And it teaches you how to properly use social media in a way that's going to help you here. Okay. Now, focus on original content. Now, that doesn't mean it's not made by AI. You can absolutely do fantastic content with AI, but you want to be careful about it in the way you do it. You want to make sure that it is structured in a way that has a unique perspective, provides value, and answers the search query. All right. And on the other points, we're going to kind of gloss over them. That not, it's not as important. Now, there is a lot of cautious optimism about this in the SEO community, the search engine optimization community. People are rightly skeptical about Google. So we've all learned to not trust Google, unfortunately, based on the leaks, the document leaks that they gave us and other factors that sometimes you got to kind of watch what Google does and not what they say. And there's a little anxiety, but what I am seeing are early good signs that sites are recovering and that you and I are going to be able to benefit from this. Now, one little piece of information that also happened, there was a bug happening in the Google search engine that they've also recently fixed. So I think this was causing a lot of confusion. So Google actually had a bug in the algorithm that was messing up the search results, so they weren't showing the right sites in the right order the way they wanted. And so they've also fixed that bug, just for a little bit of clarity. So not only do we have the core update happening, but they've fixed their search bug that I think was causing a lot of confusion of people thinking they were penalized or getting good results when maybe they shouldn't have. So again, focus on quality, don't over-optimize, and pay attention. You want to monitor this. So one of the things that I advocate, that this is all based on the data that has leaked. And again, you can see the document link. I'll link to that down below, where you can see the internal Google documents that leaked that prove that Google is watching us all, right? If you use a Chrome browser, they're watching you, right? If you use Google Analytics on your website, well, they watch your users and you when you do that. So we know that. And so what what I recommend is constantly analyzing the flow of users to your website. And seeing, number one, if you post a content in social media, are people interested in it? Do they click and come to your website? When they click, do they just bounce out and leave? Or do they actually stick around and read the content where they kind of get some value? So I pay attention to clues like this. And if I post a piece of content to social media and it's doing really well, I double down. And now I might post it multiple times. I might put ads on it. I might then go and spend a little more time optimizing that page. So often when I first publish a piece of content, I don't over-optimize it. I do my best job to make an awesome piece of content. I'll try to use my keyword phrases, and I just throw it out there. Put it on social media. Now, if it's getting some traction, I'll post it multiple times, put some ads on, and then I'll start to optimize more, right? So now that I've seen that this content is useful, the users like it, people are visiting it, I'll spend a little more time to dial it in. I might use one of those search engine plugins that I talked about. I'll dial it in to make it as best as it can be. And then I try to get links pointing to it. And that's kind of the process that you can go through. But it's by monitoring and paying attention to, do people like the content, is the overriding most important factor. Okay. Okay, let's jump ahead here. Okay, so I want to wrap up on this. The final note is that, the keys to the kingdom, the secrets to how to rank, they are buried in a leak. So Google leaked this accidentally, this document that explains exactly how their search engine works, all the secret stuff, all the things that they denied that were not, they said, oh no, we don't track user behavior. That never happens. Well, the document linked and we've leaked and we found out, well, they do. Right. So all of the information is in there. And I did a detailed walkthrough of how you can take advantage of this to rank on Google. So go check out that video on the channel and find out how you can get traffic. Also, I'll link down below for our traffic trifecta trainings. You can see more about how we get traffic with blog posts in social media. And this is the way. This is the way to break through and rank on Google and get some of that sweet, sweet free traffic. I think that's it for the slide deck. Let's see. I hit play. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Note for editor, I'll let you do a little edit here. Okay. And a reminder, everything that you see linked in this deck, all the links to the videos, all the resources, the entire slide deck is available for free. All we ask is that you subscribe to our totally free Ingeniosity newsletter. Head on over to pushbutton.ai/subscribe to get your copy of the newsletter, totally free, and you'll get a link to this deck where you can download the notes. We give out all of our show notes from every Wednesday's live show, so you can see the resources, the links, the slide deck, and anything else we've got on the topic. Totally free. Just head on over there. And with that, I want to remind you, if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, comment, do all the things, which depending on where you're watching this at, and let me know if you have any questions about traffic. So if you want more questions that have to do with Google or maybe Facebook or any traffic method you want help with, ask them in the comments, and then I'll do my best to either answer them there or cover it in a future video. So let me know all those questions, and then we'll see you in the next video. But for now, bye. Okay. Producer Nick, I'll add you back. There you are. And we're going to take up questions, and we're going to do our Ask Me Anything round. So we'll take up any questions that might come in. And if you can help with that, I do want to take a very quick commercial break before we do that. Okay, let me get it queued up. So we're going to take a quick 1-minute commercial break. We'll be right back with all of your questions. So anything you put in the chat now, just ask on any topic. It can be about the Google Core Update. It can be about affiliate marketing, about anything at all that I can do to help you with your journey as an entrepreneur. Ask it in the chat and we'll answer all those questions. But we'll be right back after this very quick ad break. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video, and the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you. And hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. All righty. So we're on a little ad break. So a lot of people are probably seeing YouTube ads while we get set up here, but got some good questions I see in there. So we'll be taking up the Ask Me Anything round of questions in just a moment. We give everybody a second to get back live on the stream for those who are out in ad land. And yeah. So with that, producer Nick, what do we got?
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with the SEO, Google core questions. This is from the Blazing Marketer, and they want to know, what if you use a browser other than Chrome? Does that put you in a bad light with Google?
No. I mean, it's just the thing to be aware is more about that Google is watching your visitors, right? So they know what your visitors are doing on your website. That's more the lesson to take away here. But one word of caution I might say is that let's say you're doing something black hat, right? So let's say, I don't know, you're creating multiple Google accounts and using those to somehow spam their Google AdWords program, or let's say you're logging into and out of accounts that are, of different websites, but you're doing it through the Chrome browser. Just realize that they know what you're doing if you're using the Chrome browser, right? So just be aware that Google is watching if you're using the Google Chrome browser. And then also be aware that they're watching your visitors. So if you give a bad user experience where visitors are going to go to the website, they don't get what they're looking for, they don't like your content, and then they leave, Google sees that. And that's where a lot of the penalties are coming from that people are complaining about. So the problem becomes, that happens too quickly on new sites, right? Like you put up a brand new website, you're kind of figuring your way out about what your audience likes, what they don't like, what kind of content to produce, what keywords to target. And then while you're figuring that out, Google says, oh, horrible user experience, banned, right? And you're gone and you never get a shot. So what they're doing now is just letting us have a little more time and giving us a little more leeway before they hit us like that. And there you go.
All right. And we had another on-topic question. This is from Michael. He says, do you recommend doing sponsored ads for a relatively new website? If so, what's a reasonable ad budget and how many number of days do I run the ads?
So I'd recommend you watch there's training on the channel that we cover that topic. And there's a strategy, I've been calling it behind the scenes, our traffic trifecta strategy. But basically, you create a blog post, create an article on your blog. You have a Facebook page. Make sure you create a Facebook page. You share it there. Put an ad on it there, right? That's where I would do my ad. In Facebook, sponsor that post. And
what I think may have just happened is either the battery died or the camera overheated. Or it could be anything. I do know because we just we made our pilgrimage to Clickbank. Okay, he's on his way back.
Okay. See, I shouldn't talk badly about the Google Chrome browser.
Oh, no.
The browser crashed.
I was worried you forgot to switch out the dummy battery because we just took the camera mobile, so it was using the regular battery.
Yeah, no, I did that. This was the browser. Yeah, the browser literally crashed. I had to reload, log back into the stream. So, yeah.
I got
so
scared.
watch out what you say.
We're good, though. We're good.
Browser. Yeah.
Yeah. The Google curse.
Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The bottom line is share your content in social media and put an engagement ad on it. And what I do is you can spend a small amount of money, $2 a day. And I let that run for like 3 days. And if it's doing really well and I'm happy with the results, I'll actually expand it. And if it's not doing well, then I pause the ad and move on to the next article. That's kind of the way I do it. Yeah. All right.
I guess the Blazing Marketer wanted some clarification on what Google is doing with Chrome behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what Google, it's less so about like your Chrome behavior as the owner of the website, and it's more so looking at the Chrome behavior of your website visitors, I think.
Yeah, well, here's how I can try to add clarity. Google is vacuuming up information any way they can get it to study the users. We all know that is the core of their business model, right? Which is as long as they admit it and they tell us what they're doing, that's cool. That's the trade-off. We got this great free search engine, but there you go. So what I'm saying here, though, is because Google controls and owns, I'll use that word loosely, but they're the ones who own and control the Chrome browser. They know what everyone is doing in there, okay? So you just think about how would they use that information? Well, today we're talking about how they're using that information to basically tell how good the user experience is on your website. So they're watching the visitors in Chrome go to your website, and then they watch what they do there. And if you provide a bad experience and the users don't like what they see there, Google sees that. All right, that's the main takeaway point for today.
Yeah, and then I guess here I'll read what they said because there is a little bit more there. The Blazing Marketer says, you're saying they watch you if you're using the Chrome browser? I'm confused. Do they not watch you if you're using Firefox, Edge, or Opera?
Well, they don't own those browsers. So don't worry about that. I guess my point. Yeah, they don't own those browsers. Don't worry about that. Maybe they're tracking you there. Maybe they're not. Depends on what you have installed on your on your phone, what you've installed on your computer. Like there's so many factors. If they can track you, they will. But they do not own Firefox. They do not own the other browsers. So, but right now, Chrome is the leading browser. So, the lesson to really learn here is that they're using Chrome to watch user behavior on your website to judge your website. Yeah.
All right. And Michael had a follow-up question. He says, what tool do you recommend to review a website to determine the quality of the speed, the SEO, and anything else to make sure the content is good or needs help?
Google puts out a page speed insights tool that you can Google it, right? It's called Page Speed Insights. That can give you a lot of technical information that can be a little bit misleading. So it's I don't know of a good simple tool that does that. But that is one that is free and that, as long as you're not scoring really, really poorly, and they'll give a mobile and then a desktop experience. So just Google Page Speed Insights and go from there. That would be my recommendation. Yeah. But again, it's going to give you a lot of technical information that may just end up confusing you more. But there you have it. What I can tell you is there's a few best practices, and they're things that we do for our clients, right? Any client who builds a site with us or that we host your website, maybe you build it with PushButton AI. What we do is we do something called caching. So that's really important. You set up caching. You set up something called Cloudflare, which we also do for you. And then aside from that, you don't use gigantic images. So if you upload an image that's a really big or very large file size, don't use big images. Those are some relatively simple things that you should be doing. Those are kind of standard best practices. We do those things for you automatically when you host with us. But there you go. And with that, we'll go to the next question.
Yeah. Someone wants to know what are the top 3 best places for paid promotion to your website?
There is no top 3. It depends on your site, really. If you want to say the top 3, I'd say Google, Facebook, and, probably TikTok, maybe X. Those are the big giants. But that doesn't mean for you and your unique situation. As an example, there are certain kinds of businesses that you can't even put in Facebook because they're just too sensitive about it, and they'll ban your ads. And even though maybe they'll accept ads, it's like a minefield that you have to walk through to try to make sure you don't get banned. An example would be if you're doing something in the crypto niche, or if you're doing something in the make money niche. You can put your ads on there, but it's going to be difficult to keep them on there.
Fitness too.
Yeah. Fitness, weight loss. There are certain markets that are harder than others. So it depends a lot on what you're promoting. For example, if you're promoting a lower cost, make money online offer, my recommendation is solo ads, which I certainly wouldn't call a top 3 choice for almost any other niche. But for the make money niche, solo advertising is the best. If you're doing something in the supplement, fitness, weight loss, kind of mass market stuff, I'd say what are called native ads, where you can go to places like Taboola is a big example of one of those. So it does depend a little bit on what your site is about, what niche you're in, but there's some general advice. There you go.
All right. Okay. And so Michael, he's got a second follow-up, his third question. He wants to know what's considered a bad experience when visitors come to your website. Is it the time spent on the site or the pages viewed or what?
Yeah, I mean, the simple way to look at it is, if the user comes to your site from Google and they search, whatever, how to make peanut butter at home, okay? And then they go to your website and they have a page that's like 7,000 words of content. And you got to scroll all over the place to try to find your recipe, right? Maybe it's you told a story about how your grandmother made peanut butter and how much your dog likes peanut butter. And then buried in the middle of all of that is somewhere is the recipe. And when someone clicks and they go to your website and they scroll all over the place, they don't get the recipe and they go back to Google and they search again. That's a bad user experience. And Google sees it. It's fully transparent to the Google. They see exactly when that happens. Versus, let's say that somebody goes to your website, they spend kind of a moderate amount of time on the page, doesn't have to be a super long time, and they get exactly what they're looking for, and then they go and make their peanut butter. They don't go back to Google searching for more recipes. They go make the peanut butter. Google sees that. They know that has happened. And so if they see behavior that leads more to the fact that the user got what they were searching for, then Google loves your site. So if the user clicks and goes to your site and then they spend a long amount of time reading all kinds of information, and then they don't go back to Google searching for all kinds of, keep searching, then that's an even better user experience because you gave them lots of data, you helped them a lot, and you solved their search query. You see? So if somebody bounces, or the other factor are bounces, right? So if you're seeing that a large amount of your traffic is coming, not getting what they want and bouncing right out, that's another sign of low quality content. So, so there you go. There's some general feedback on that.
All right. And now that's it for the on-topic questions. So now it's AMA, Ask Me Anything.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by scrolling up and take ones that we passed up because they were not on topic. Cool. And I'll come back.
I want to do a plug here as well while we do that. So we'll take Ask Me Anything. So Nick's going to scroll back and we'll take all of the unrelated, off-topic questions. Plus, we'll do a final call for questions. So if you have a question, anything I can do to help guide you as an entrepreneur, could be about traffic, could be about Google, affiliate marketing, or anything at all that can help you succeed as an entrepreneur, something you're confused about, frustrated, need help, ask it in the chat now because we're going to do our final round and then we'll be wrapping up today. Now, talking about being frustrated, overwhelmed, and uncertain, don't forget that we have a free service that we are offering to all of our viewers. And that is at pushbutton.ai/frustrated. Now, I've linked to it in the chat. You should see it pinned in the chat, but you can head on over there and claim your free session. And our team is going to go through whatever you're frustrated about, whatever you're uncertain, confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, help you navigate through that, help you figure out exactly with some certainty what you should do next. And then if there's a product or service of mine that can help you, they'll recommend it to you. And maybe they'll recommend someone else's product or service if that's the right fit for your next step. So head on over there and claim your session. That's pushbutton.ai/frustrated. And producer Nick, what we got?
Yeah, we'll start off with Daryl. And he says, what suggestions do you have on building a list or an audience?
I mean, my biggest suggestion is just to start. So just make sure that you have an opt-in page that works and that you're, collecting those subscribers. My recommendation is to give away a free course. Right? Tools can help you with that if you're a PushButton owner. So I recommend giving away a free course, collect those email addresses, and then mail them, right? And don't let them sit there and go cold. That's the biggest mistake people make. First is they don't start, right? They don't start giving something away and building a list. Then they'll start that, but they'll think, oh, my list is too small. I've only got 5 people on there. So they don't mail it. And then 6 months goes by, and then they start trying to mail it. And those people have forgotten who you are. They get angry. They think you're spamming them. So early on, even though you don't have a lot of subscribers, send them emails at least once a week. And then continue. That'd be the advice. Yeah.
I have a little bit of input. I think right now, one of the best opportunities for people who want to try and drive organic traffic and they don't want to invest a lot of money into paid ads, doing short form content on TikTok and Instagram Reels. That's probably a decent opportunity to drive traffic to your list or to your website. I have a case study. It reminded me of a case study when I was doing research for Clickbank. There was a second case study that I didn't show in the main presentation because I didn't want to be distracting. But it's a guy, he's a music teacher. He's not a professional or a guru or a content creator originally. And he started making product reviews on TikTok for like music products. And he made money that way. And he did 0 paid ads. It was all organic. He ended up making $100,000 his first year doing that, promoting offers on Clickbank. He was reviewing the offers. So, I see Bodie back there.
Yes, he's trying to climb up here. You want to come up and say hi to everybody? Here, come on up.
Anyway, I'm going to link that so you guys can see that if you want. So TikTok's a good opportunity if you want to explore that.
Look right here. Cool. No, okay. No, don't go through the cables. Go that way. Go that way. Yeah, okay. Goodbye.
He's bored.
Yeah, I will come out soon. Yes, he's asking me to come with him outside and play in the pool. That's what he wants.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for that one. Let me scroll down. Oh, here's a good one from Ray. Ray wants to know what your thoughts are on using Fiverr to build your affiliate business.
I think Fiverr is a good place to help you with technical or design things that you can't do yourself, right? So if you get stuck trying to make something that's a graphic or a logo, or there's some sort of technical thing you're trying to accomplish, Fiverr is a great place to help fill in those gaps, right? So instead of you having to spend 12 hours learning how to design a logo, right? You just go and pay someone, $10 and get them to do it. So that's how I would leverage Fiverr, and whether that's affiliate marketing or any kind of marketing, that's the way to look at Fiverr. It's just a way to help fill the gaps in of things that you don't know how to do that they can help you with. And I use Fiverr all the time. So there's some really great vendors there.
I use Fiverr for our thumbnails. I think I'm very happy with the quality of our thumbnails, and all of the artists, all the designers come from Fiverr. So
there you go.
What
else?
Yes. This is from Angelo. He wants to know if you can think of a niche for musicians.
Well, I need to dig a little bit more really to answer that. And what I would encourage you to do is watch that Ikigai video, right? So we linked to it before. Watch the Ikigai video, and that's really going to help you. But it depends a little bit when you say for musicians. So, okay, let's say if I want to help musicians, if we look at Ikigai here, let me see if I can pull it back up here. It was over, Let me find the slide deck. There it is. I just want to show it on screen. So we'll go full screen there, and I'll put it back on. So it's really this is what I want to show, okay? And so the perfect combination in the middle, right, is what the world needs. So what do musicians need, right? And what are they willing to pay for? And that's the circle down here. So what do musicians need? What are musicians willing to pay for? What's something that you're good at or interested in or or passionate about in that that intersects with those things, right? And then ideally it can be something you love, right? That's the perfect combination in the middle. Now it's rare to find the perfect blend. There's, you always end up with like one being stronger than some of these others, but that's the perfect way to find your niche. So let's say as a musician, let's say you have had some experience in maybe taking a small band and having some local success. Maybe you're able to fill your gigs and have people attend your shows. Well, that might be something that musicians need. And would they be willing to pay for it? Well, maybe. Right? And if you're good at it and it's something you love, that'd be the perfect ikigai. Or maybe musicians want to learn how to break into the music business in today's world, or how to use social media, or how to become a better guitar player. So that it's tough for me to answer that, in a generic way. It's really more about you. So I recommend you, definitely watch this video, and I'll walk you through how you do this. And it may sound complicated, but it's pretty simple.
All right.
What a weird pose that is. Here, let's go back. I look incredibly uncomfortable there, but
I think you were uncomfortable. I wanted like 200 pictures, and you were just kind of over it.
Oh yeah, I think I was.
I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. You were uncomfortable.
All right, cool. What else we got?
Yes. Let's see. I'm just catching up because I went all the way to the top of the chat, so I'm just coming down. Okay. This is from, another one from the Blazing Marketer. They want to know if you think it's harder to rank on Google if you're not using Chrome.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're using. Like unless you're doing black hat strategies that Google hates and you don't want them to see, then it doesn't matter what browser you use. Yeah. But if you're doing something you don't want Google to see, like that they would penalize you for or be mad at you about, then I'd be worried about what browser I use. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right. This is another one from Angelo. He wants to know, should I create a new Facebook for my business?
Well, when you create it, if you're going to promote your business on Facebook, you don't make a new personal account. You log in through your personal account and you make what's called a business page. So you do want a new business page for your brand, for your website, right? But don't make the mistake of making a new Facebook account. That's actually against Facebook's terms and can get you banned. You can get both accounts banned by doing that. So don't do that. But if you want to learn more, what you can do is go to business.facebook.com. Log in under your personal login, and it will guide you through the process of building what's called a business manager and then making a business page. And you can also Google it, do some research, find out how to do it. But you want a business page, not a new Facebook account. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Interesting. So this is from, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, from Shafula, and he wants this. He says he's promoting a product on hair loss, and he made a Facebook page with the same name, and his ads were banned. Is hair loss, is that a sensitive industry or niche on Facebook?
It can be. It depends on what you said in your ads. if you said like an herbal remedy cures, like I'm going to make an extreme example. If I said this remedy, this herbal remedy cures male pattern baldness, you're sure to get banned. Right? That's almost a certainty. It's just a matter of time before they get you. All right. But because I'm making a specific claim to cure a medical condition, right? Now, if I said this herbal remedy increases blood flow to the scalp, okay, I can say that. I'm not going to get in trouble for that. Well, I shouldn't. You never know with Facebook sometimes, but Zuckerberg and his trained team of ad snipers, they're waiting to take out everyone, it seems like. But so does that make sense? You definitely in the health space, health, fitness, weight loss, you cannot make outrageous claims, and you cannot make claims to cure things that are typically handled by traditional medicine. And I agree with you. I'm frustrated about that. I think that's silly. There are tons of alternative, ways of approaching medicine. But unfortunately, that's the reality of not just Facebook, by the way. It's also applicable to Google, and any of the large advertising brand companies are going to have those same policies. But there you go. So I am not aware that hair loss products themselves are banned, but it's probably some silly wording like that got you in trouble. Yeah. And if not, if you were doing it right, just appeal. Right? Like it is very common to get banned, you appeal, and you get unbanned. That happens a lot. Just happened to me. I just got unbanned for like the 18th time.
Was this Facebook or is it a YouTube one?
Facebook, yeah.
I'm curious because I know, if you're a heavy spender, if you're like a heavy user of ads, you usually get a rep who will help you navigate this and kind of advocate for you.
You have to spend yeah. That's okay. Yeah. They'll give you a rep who, right? Who will look at their, they'll type your question in and they'll read you what it says on the screen, right? That's your rep. If you are a marketing agency, sometimes you'll get a good rep. If you're spending tens of millions of dollars, you might get a good rep. You're spending less than that. You could be spending millions and you still are going to run into horrible support, unfortunately.
Wow.
I know.
All right. Okay. Oh, cool question from Blake. Any platform recommendations for a token or a credit-based membership site for content access?
Okay. So I know you can do that there's some WordPress plugins that can accomplish that. So, unfortunately, we don't have that in our membership system. I don't believe if you, because Blake, I think you have PushButton, I think, right? So if you do open a support ticket and ask, I don't think our membership solution will enable you to do that. But let me know. They're just in there. You can ask. They might be able to do it on our system, but ask. The answer may be no, but if so, then it would be a self-hosted WordPress solution, and you'd have to find. I know there are plugins out there that you can buy credits that you can then apply to different things. So, but that'd be something you'd have to set up, self-hosted, and work out the details. But there you go.
Cool. They kind of do. You can kind of like gamify your group. So you set up like a point system. If you watch this many videos, you get points. If you make a post, you get a points. And you can set it up so that after they get a certain amount of points, they unlock certain modules or certain content.
Yeah, I guess that's a point of clarification too. So Blake, if you're looking for something where they get credits for doing things, not buying credits, but by taking action, then I think, Nick, that's a great recommendation. I think School would be the right solution.
Yeah. And stop me if I'm saying something I shouldn't say, but ClickFunnels just launched a School group and it seems successful. It seems like they were showing it to me.
Yeah.
So So if they're using it, like because I've been kind of 50-50 about using School, and I think you've been kind of reluctant too. But when I saw that they had a School group, that kind of like that made me pretty
Well, I'll
bullish.
find out more about that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to find out what I can share about what happened at ClickFunnels and what I can't, and then hopefully I can share more about School. Yeah. Yeah, it was impressive watching behind the scenes. I will say that.
That was cool. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I really like they had a crazy studio. Their content room.
Oh yeah. I want that. I want that. It's making me want to move back into an office. So many of you may know this, but we used to be in a physical location. I have all my team. We all work together here in Orange County, California, and then amazing timing. Literally like weeks before COVID hit, we decided to go virtual. Over the years, a few of our team had gone virtual. Like I had a couple of our key staff who one moved up to LA, another one moved to New York, one moved to Florida, and it was kind of working. That remote work seemed to be workable. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to just go 100% remote, and we're going to shut down the office and send everyone home and give it a try. Let's see if we can do this remote 100% work thing. And we did it. Everybody went home. Everybody started working. And literally like 2 weeks later, COVID, wham, lockdown. So my timing was amazing. Yeah. I don't know what we would have done had that not been the case, but
yeah, yikes.
And so we've been virtual ever since, but visiting the ClickFunnels offices is made me start to regret that decision. I've been wishing we had a big office again, but yeah.
The push button compound, the push button.
Yeah, there you go.
Like how Mike has the Grooveplex.
Mm-hmm. The Pushplex.
The Pushplex, yeah. All right. Okay, so this is a follow-up from Ray. He's the guy who was asking us about using Fiverr for his affiliate business.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his follow-up. He says, thanks for the reply. I'm asking about hiring someone to build my funnels and promote the products that I have selected. What are the downsides of going this route?
Okay, so hiring people on Fiverr to do those things. Is that right? So yeah. I would say the building the funnel part, that could be useful, right? I don't know that I would hire them to drive. I mean, you need to be in charge of how you're driving traffic. And I think if you're just hiring like random people on Fiverr to say, hey, send me traffic, that's a recipe for disaster. I'll just be honest. So you need to learn about what traffic strategy you're going to apply. And let's say, for example, you're going to use that traffic trifecta approach that I teach, right? And let's say you don't want to have to learn about how to use AI to make articles, right? And so you could outsource that one part to somebody on Fiverr. But you need to be in charge of how you're getting traffic. What you'll find is if you just hire someone on Fiverr who says, I will send you traffic, you're going to get junk, garbage, bots. They'll probably get your website banned in Google. Like, it's not good. Don't hire someone to send you traffic. Hire someone to do a specific job for you, like create articles, right? That would be an example. Or making images that you can use in your articles, or creating infographics that you can share on Pinterest, or right? See, those are examples of things that someone would be good for from Fiverr.
I know you've used onlinejobs.ph to hire other functions. Would you say that you would? I don't know how much time you spent there. Is that a good source for what Ray's talking about, like a funnel builder?
Not really. No, I mean, online jobs PH is for like, you want to hire someone who's going to work 20 to 40 hours a week for you forever, right? Like they're your
So
staff.
it's not project based.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, I would say Upwork is a place for project based. Fiverr, that'd be the two I'd go to for project based stuff.
Got it. Okay, from Khalid. Good question. He wants to know, do you think that RSS feeds can help in getting targeted traffic? If yes, how?
help. What was it?
So I'll repeat it. Do you think that RSS feed can help?
RSS. Okay.
Yeah, in
Okay,
getting
got it.
targeted traffic.
Yes. So for everyone else, an RSS feed, that stands for really simple syndication, meaning like you have a list of all the articles on your website and you're going to tell the world about it, right? That's what an RSS feed does. And it's just a link really that you can hand out to people. And in the link is a big list of all your content. Okay. So that's for clearing it up for the audience who doesn't know what that is. And RSS feeds can be really useful. I used to use them a lot, especially for new sites that I wanted to get indexed. So there are lots of places you can submit your RSS feed that can be helpful, as like an indexing solution. But for a new site, if you're not getting indexed from Google, then you can take that link to your RSS feed. And every WordPress-based website, by the way, has an RSS feed. So that's built into your WordPress sites. Most people today don't use it, but that's one thing you could use it for, is to help a newer site get indexed by Google. So there you go.
All right. This is a good question. Hey, this is what the channel's all about, basically. They want to know, what do you think would be the best business model for a busy 9-to-5 employee in tech who wants to build an online business? SEO, social media, YouTube, or something else?
I would say, I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record today, but I would go right here. Right. I think the answer is right there. So, as a busy tech executive, what are you good at? That is things you're interested in, things you like. It could be related to your career and profession. It might not be. It could be a hobby. Could be something you've always been curious about, whatever. Of course, we have what you love. So I don't know if you love your career and love what you do. Then there's what you can be paid for and what the world needs. And so it's by an examination of this would be the very first thing I'd recommend to you is zero in on what this is for you. And that video is on the channel. So there's no cost, just a click of the play button. You can click play and get rid of my uncomfortable looking face there.
It looks like you're in pain.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the little montage there, but but there you go. Go watch that video on Ikigai, and that is your answer. It all lies right there. And then once you know what that is, then it becomes so much easier to try to have some stability, to know your future roadmap of where you go from there. So come back, go watch that video. Come back next week and let me know what you chose. Yeah. And then I'll tell you what to do next.
Another thing that made me think of newsletters. I feel like this, for a tech person, a newsletter would be a lower maintenance thing someone could start on 10 to 20 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, I have an even better solution, Nick.
What's the solution?
Talk to Jake.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think you should talk to Jake. So I think head over and go sign up. Go sign up for one of the sessions that we're giving away this week. So it's pushbutton.ai/frustrated. Sign up there and the team will help you. Yeah. If you want, you could watch the Ikigai video first before you do, schedule your session. You'll book it in the calendar and then make sure you watch that before you attend your session. And I think you could get a lot out of that. So there you go.
All right. Yeah, that's good advice. All right. Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm squinting and trying to read the questions. Oh, I think we're all caught up. Oh, that's awesome.
Good. Well, then Bodhi wants to go play in the pool. So I have a important task that he's insisting I go do.
There's one more thing we have to do here, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, there was a video that went out this morning. I put in a little bit more effort on this one than the last ones. I'm trying out something new.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a kind of a controversial growth hack. It involves Craigslist and Airbnb. Very interesting stuff. So I'm gonna drop a link in. I'd really appreciate it.
But before we do that, I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, you put it in there already. Okay. So before you guys click that link, I have a question.
All right.
Okay, that's a bad question. One second. Okay, this is okay. Here we go. Why don't you ever hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I almost forgot about those. I think on the last show we did, we forgot to do them, and then we skipped a show, and I'm like, I had a memory blink on the ChatGPT jokes. I'm glad you remembered.
Yeah, it just dawned on me that we dropped out our tradition. So there we go. Got the one dad joke in before we ended off. So Regina likes that one. All right. So there we have it. So yes, go check out the video that Nick just dropped into the chat. It helps us a lot, by the way. So if you have a few minutes left, go watch it, especially if you go click it, watch it to the end, and ask your questions. Let me know your biggest question from watching that video, or just go say hi in the chats. Actually, just do that. Just go watch the video. Make sure you watch it. If it's a good video, like it. Obviously give it a thumbs up if it deserves it, and just say hi. Just give me a big old hi, hello, howdy, whatever you'd like to say in the chat. It helps us a lot. We took a little break from the channel, so YouTube seeing some activity there will help the channel quite a bit. So head on over there. Producer Nick dropped that link in the chat, and watch that video. Give me a hello. And Blake says that was a perfect 10 on the scale of dad jokes. That's a strong rating there.
That is a strong rating.
Okay, Angelo gives it a 7. Yeah, so that's also pretty strong. So, what do you think? What's your score?
That was a strong one. I'm gonna say 9.
9. All right. Wow. Okay.
Have I given a 10? I don't think I've given a 10.
You've never given a 10. I don't think I've ever gotten a 10 from you.
I try to apply a very high level of scrutiny. So if like a 10 is going to be reserved, that's like the golden buzzer on like America's Got Talent. It's like once a season.
All right. So everybody go watch that video, and we'll end off on this one. Why can't melons get married?
Why not?
Because they can't elope.
That's a good one. But it's been done before. This is the second time I've heard that one.
Uh-oh. Did I re-ask a question? Okay. All right. Well, on that, I want to thank everybody for showing up and hanging out with us this afternoon. I really appreciate you spending time with us. Had a good time. And final request is go watch that video. Producer Nick popped it into the chat. Go watch it and go say hi in the comments. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's show. Producer Nick, thank you for your help today and everything you do to keep the channel going. And for everyone else, we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
The other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
Know you can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse? Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video, and the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, And hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.